Soundtracks. Is it a musical piece that sets the tone of a story? Is it a smudge of gibberish lyrics that shouldn't be great, but when performed right, makes a movie memorable? And lastly, is it the entire heartbeat of a story? Well, all of that is correct, but to be honest, a soundtrack is just the music accompaniment of a film. Now then, we'll be looking at 4 movies that I find their soundtracking to be pretty impressive and memorable. The movie we're going to begin with is the Super Mario Brothers movie. Now this movie was mid at best, and I'm sorry for saying this, but nothing really stood out about the movie except this. You see, good soundtracks has to be memorable, even if there's only one piece of music. This movie, like I said, in all honesty, was mid, but the way they presented this little piece of music was absolute perfection. Jack Black and singing. How does that go wrong? The movie excels in placing the most straightforward lyrics I've ever heard, but presenting it perfectly. The thing is, I actually did not want to watch this movie because I'm not really a fan of games being movies, but after watching this absolute masterpiece on YouTube, I thought to myself, why not just watch the movie? So you see, a good soundtrack can make me go watch a movie. Now, the song Peaches does not add anything to the story of the movie. Neither does anything in the plot change if this piece of music is removed. And to be honest, this little tiny part of this movie is what I'll probably be singing for the next 2 months. So yeah, a mid or maybe good movie is living rent-free in my head for a while. Now that's the power of soundtracks. So then, soundtracking adds to the legacy and relevance of any movie. And that is really what my next movie is all about, Encanto. Being that this is my YouTube channel, y'all are constitutionally indicted to listen to my life stories. So please, listen. Last year, Nigerian universities closed down because of a strike their union was having. Though your boy got a job, I was left empty, thinking to myself, what was next for me in this life? Until this movie came along. I'm not saying Encanto filled that void, but it was an escape for me, especially the songs. Lin-Manuel Miranda is a genius. I was rocking the entire soundtrack like it was a Christian song on Sunday morning. Each song tells a different story that, if you notice, you could literally just listen to the soundtrack and you've understood the entire plot of the movie. It's like a musical with some extra non-exciting dialogue. Encanto is the only movie that can make a Nigerian man be singing Spanish songs by 3 a.m. trying to hit those wonderful Dos Oruguitas notes. The soundtrack, like I said before, makes movies memorable. It makes audiences feel a bit nostalgic when they remember the time they watched the movie and heard the songs. It keeps a movie relevant without actually needing to bring out different sequels. Encanto does that and more. While doing my research on this video, I was wondering why Disney have not released a new Encanto movie. But to be honest, I don't want it. It's Disney and I know it's inevitable, and they probably started thinking about making the live action remake for Encanto, but the movie is fine just the way it is. Well, enough of that. Let's move on to the third movie, which is Coco. Now everyone loves Coco, right? Unfortunately, I don't have any life story to tell about Coco, but the movie is mad. I did not know how good this movie was until I watched it again for this video. This is a perfect example of a soundtrack being the literal heartbeat of the story. Its songs are real, authentic, and genuine, and add to the story in general. The movie is literally about a musician trying to prove to himself and others that he's a musician, involving themes like the Day of the Dead and the Land of the Remembered and Forgotten, all adding to this wonderful, vibrant story. Coco's soundtrack complements the story and the tone of the movie, like the song Coco Loco, which was the perfect song to let Miguel break off his nerves, and the song Remember Me that shows the love between Grandma Coco and her father. Remember Me also serves as a means for Grandma Coco to remember her family. When it comes to being memorable, and I'm not even joking, I still have some of my aunties posting this song on their WhatsApp status. And also, let me tell you, I cried watching this movie again. I don't know why. It wasn't like an emotional tears, it was just like water tears, or it was just like, you know, tears, I guess. The movie, out of the 4 of these movies on this list, has the best story. Simple. Now then, onto the movie I'm not sure everyone might know. We have The Book of Life. This movie has been in my head for the past decade. I'm not even joking. Just because of one particular song. The song's name is No Matter Where You Are, which I did not even know was by a totally different artist, by the way. I always thought that the song was made particularly for this movie, but surprisingly, it wasn't. I sing this song at least 5 times a year. Because of copyright wonderfulness, I can't play the song, but you could listen to it on YouTube if you haven't watched the movie. I remember watching this movie when I was hitting my pubertus age, and I loved it. And now rewatching it, I still love it, but not as much. It's a pretty cringy movie. It tells a competitive love story, also involving themes like the Day of the Dead and the Land of the Forgotten and the Remembered. The soundtracks for this movie is a bit different. It involves songs that were not made for the movie, but are performed by the different voice actors of the movie. The songs unfortunately adds nothing to the story, to be honest. Like Coco, the main character wants to become a musician, but his family says no, that he has to be a bullfighter. And then he ends up in the Land of the Remembered. Very similar plot, honestly, to Coco. The reason I add this movie is simply because of this one song, No Matter Where You Are, which climaxes the story, showing the transcendent love in the movie. If you ask my 10-year-old self what I thought about this movie when I watched it, I would have probably said it was Scorsese good. But now, I probably say it's Waikiki good. Not that there's anything wrong with Waikiki's movies, but yeah. Okay, now you understand my love for soundtracks and its importance when it comes to animated movies. Soundtracks can make movies memorable. It can literally define the legacy of a movie, and pretty much it can make you remember the days you felt pretty useless in life. Finally, my honorable mentions for movies with good soundtracking that I did not cover in this video. We have every single Disney movie except The Hunchback of Notre Dame. That's it. Okay, thanks for watching, you guys. To be honest, I almost decided to sing in this video, but YouTube and all that. So I want to say thank you to everyone who supports the channel, be it watching the video, engaging in the community tabs. Shockingly, the community tabs has actually become a way for me to unwind after school stress, and honestly, I'll keep on posting them more often. And yeah, God loves you and I love you too. See you in the next one. Bye bye.